desire. It's the Napoleon Hill's thing, the burning desire to do something. So you have an idea, and you absolutely must want it. Richard Branson, the Virgin guy, he wanted to fly transatlantic flights for a low price. Everyone said, "You're mad, look at Freddie Laker, it can't work." And he said, "Why can't I? Of course I can. Give me all the reasons I can't do it." And every single reason somebody gave him for not being able to do it, he went, "Great. I just need to solve that, and I can do it. I can do it, I can do it." You know, he did it. He did lots of other things as well. So that's the D, desire. Now here's a really key one, because it's okay to have a desire for yourself. U stands for understanding of what other people want. Because it's all very well doing it for yourself, but you have to be able to tap in to the other people, what their needs, what their desires are, what their pains that they need to solve. And knowing exactly what they want, you must provide that. Because otherwise, you might have the greatest idea in the world, but if nobody actually really gives a shit, what's the point in having it? And another Bransonism, he's said great ideas are like buses. They come in 2s and 3s, and there's one around the corner, there's never one there when you need it. But they'll always be there. There'll always be an idea, but it's doing something with it. So that comes to the P, is once you've got the idea, the desire, the understanding of what people want, plan. Create a plan. Everyone's heard of the, the 6 Ps? About preparation and planning. Perfect preparation prevents piss-poor results. You know, that classic little one. But you know what? It's a good idea to have a plan. You've all heard of Alice in Wonderland. You know, she gets to the bottom of the rabbit hole. She meets this cat who's grinning from ear to ear, Cheshire Cat, and she says, "Excuse me, please, which way should I go from here?" The Cheshire Cat says, "Well, where do you want to go?" "Well, I don't rightly know." "Well, it doesn't really matter which way you go," says the Cheshire Cat. Because if you don't know where you're going, or you don't know where you are, how the hell can you make a plan to get there? So take stock of where you are, understand where you need to get to, and write down the steps needed to get there. A, action. It was once said that a vision without action is a mirage. So you need to take action. You need to ensure that every single step of your plan is executed, and also to understand that you're going to screw up. So you're monitoring everything you do. You take, as Tony Robbins says, take massive action, look at what's happening, modify the results, and keep taking action. So be aware of what your results are. Be aware of what's happening. Understand precisely how you can keep improving on that. C, the first C, confidence, attitude. Who here listens to the news, listens to the radio, and feels it actually can take away a lot of your confidence? How can we think differently? How can we be the person who, when the tide goes out, actually is wearing some clothes, actually has some value to believe? Because at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you look in the mirror, who's looking back at you? Who can judge you then? Yourself. That person needs to be confident. Because when that person looking back in the mirror has confidence, other people will have confidence in you. Does that make sense? So what does it take to have confidence? You got the desire, the belief. Anyone got an idea? How can we all be confident? We're here. So you've taken the first step. You've done something. You've done something pretty amazing. You've taken action. You've done all of these things. You want to get rich. You understand, or you want to understand what it takes. You're going to hear what some other people have done and how they've tapped into it. You've taken the first step of your plan. You've actually done the journey. You had an action to get here. So maybe the confidence things need a little bit of work. But it's okay. Because no one really cares about what might go wrong other than you. So don't care about other people. Don't care about what's around you. Because the only person who can actually really affect what's inside your mind is yourselves. It's not about what happens to us. It's about how we react to what happens to us. Does that make sense? So we can decide right now to be confident because nothing else can actually damage in there. It's only us. It doesn't matter what anyone says to you. It's about what that guy at 3 o'clock in the morning looking back in the mirror says to you. That's where the inner side. And we're all born with that. But we listen to the news. We listen to our parents. We listen to our friends saying you can't do it. It didn't stop Branson. It didn't stop Bill Gates, Pierre Omidyar, any of these guys, because they believed in it. They believed inside it. They had that inner confidence. Because you know what? It doesn't matter if it doesn't work the first time or the second time or third time, because you're going to keep trying to do it. If you look at golf, look at Paul Harrington. All he needed was one thing, and he'll tell you now, is that confidence. When he takes a putt, he doesn't worry about whether it's going in or out of the hole anymore. He just worries about making the best shot. He starts to think, if it goes in, and he's moving into the future, or if it goes out, well, that's going to take away from the thing that's now. The moment now is to focus on what it is. And once you focus on what you're doing right now, confidence is there.